point, we're putting together the beginning front panel of our lantern card here. And I've just layered all of my stamps up and around my lantern. There's a couple of layers of vellum in the glass works part of it. We're going to place our lantern down. I just have some wet adhesive all across the back, and this is going to take a few moments to stick. So you're going to put some pressure all around, make sure that all of those little pieces get stuck down, because it is quite thick with layers, and I like that. This is going to be a thick card, so it's either going to require some extra postage or it's going to go into somebody's hands, and that's always fun. So the card front has actually been run through an embossing folder with some wood grain. So it's not white or plain, there is some texture, it's just hard to see on camera. So when we open our card panel, I've already kind of mapped out where my lantern innard part is, and I've kind of traced the die. And this is also where our sentiment is, and we're going to use that as our on and off switch. So I've also indicated that on the inside. So I build my cards like a card first, and then I put them on an actual folding base because it's just a lot easier. Okay, let's get to planning our circuit. We're going to be using our Craft Effects stickers and our stencil today, and I have two Craft Effects. One is a twinkle and the other is a harpy, and we're going to use both on our card today. So I want to put two orange LEDs, or sorry, red in the center, and then I'm going to put a couple of orange around it. And so I want to make sure that we have enough space here. So I'm going to put two kind of in the center here. And our stencil is perfect for this because this is the size of our stickers. And they are basically going to touch one another. These are going to be the red ones. There we go. And I'm just going to put an R in the center for red. And then we're going to have some orange ones on the outside. And I'm okay if they go outside of this barrier, because when lanterns glow, they glow outside that globe. So we're going to put them kind of like fairly close. I think we'll do one on this side and one on the opposite side. There we go. There we go. And they are going to be our oranges. O for orange. O for orange. And it doesn't have to be perfect because that lantern, actually, you know what? Let's put another one up here. Let's run another orange. So this is going to be an interesting circuit because we got to put both of those effect stickers in there, but there we go. At least we have our light stickers. And then we're also going to put in our batteries. And I just have this cute little circle template that I keep handy just for this job. And those are for my side-by-side batteries. B for battery. Okay, let's get this rest of the circuit started. So for my card today, we're going to be using two Craft Effect stickers. And so I had to map out my circuit a little bit differently today because there's a little bit more to this. And this is just my reminder of how our Craft Effect stickers kind of work. So we have a positive corner, which goes out to the tip or the pointy end of the sticker. And of course has to go connect to your LED sticker. And then you have to complete the circuit by coming in negative, negative, negative to the battery. So you have to be aware of where all of that stuff kind of fits. So I've mapped everything out, everything from our batteries The top of our batteries is going to be the positive side, and the underside of our batteries is going to be a negative. So our negatives have gone out to our effect stickers and then out to our light stickers. And now we get the wonderful job of applying our copper tape to complete those circuits. Let's start with our negative circuit. I always start with the negative circuit first because I always run this line underneath of my battery or batteries. We're going to bring it in my bone folder because it just makes the job so much easier. Okay, and then I'm just going to follow those circuit lines. So I'm going to go back to my joint here. Because I have to complete the other side of that negative circuit using the other sticker. So we're going to cross the negative circuit line there. And we'll continue on with our little circuit map. I try to maintain a single piece of copper tape just because I think it makes a more complete circuit, and I think you have less problems with it when you have one line of tape, less joints. Just hitting those tippy tops of the reds. Okay. So there's some close quarter stuff in here, and we may have to put over some barriers to make sure that we maintain our circuit without crossing over our lines. All right, next we're going to build the battery housing. So to build my little housing, all I did was take foam tape and basically just house it in, because you don't want those batteries to move a lot. I mean, to slide up and down or back and forth isn't so bad, but they have to have contact with that copper strip right underneath, and that's really important. So to complete this and to complete the positive side of our circuit, what I do is I create a flap to go over top of my batteries. And in this case, I'm using clear acetate just for show and tell. You can use paper, whatever you'd like to do this. And what I did is I cut a piece of paper that was a little bit larger than my battery housing that sits on top of those foam tape. Now these foam tape are paper covered because if you adhere this down, your circuit doesn't work as well, so I put paper over top of that. Next, I take my copper tape and I start on the underside of that flap and fold it out and around the end and over top of the piece of acetate. And that way, the plus side of the circuit is going to be connected and can actually make contact with the positive side or the upper side of your batteries. So then we just basically place that piece of paper or acetate over top, and I've connected it at one end with a little bit of super sticky tape. Now we need to come out and attach it to here and to here, and right now my tape is going to go and can actually, In this case, it's going to actually overlap here if I go straight down. So we've got to get a little bit inventive here. And I think what we'll do is we'll go back on ourselves. And we're going to, I need my bone folder here. I'm going to go back on itself before we go down. We're going to go along the top side of our foam. And then we want to go down the side. So this is like a 3D jump. So you have to be very careful. We're going to go back on itself again because we're going to go down. We're changing direction. So you're going to go down. And you have to use something, preferably something flat, to push it against that face to make good contact there. And that's going to make contact with the corner of our heartbeat. Now, in order to jump over to here, which is, we also need to complete the circuit on this side, we need to make a paper bridge. And a paper bridge is like super easy. So you just hit up your garbage can, anything like that, anything with a little piece of spare cardstock, and you're just going to cut yourself something that's wider than your copper tape. And it doesn't have to be very big either. So something like that. That's all you need. And in this case, I have my wet glue here, and I'm just going to apply wet glue to one side of my little bridge, and I'm just going to place it over top. So we're going to come down a little bit because that sticker needs to make contact there. So I'm going to come down just a tiny little bit to our bridge, and again, just crossing your bridge with the new side of your circuit. Dot, 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 dot. It's as easy as that. All it is just something that's non-conductive and can take your tape right across that barrier. And there we go. And then we can continue on making the rest. Away we go. So let's add our stickers. Each of the stickers is labeled with their color name. So an R equals red. So remember, we have two little red fellas right in the center, and they are overlapping. Each of the stickers, of course, is self-adhesive. All it is a peel and a stick. We're going to overlap our two R's. There we go. We've got our O's. O is for orange. And just want to make sure that we're not overlapping stuff that we shouldn't overlap here. To complete my circuit, I used a skinny piece of copper tape in the one spot there, but just because it was kind of limited on space. That's a nice thing about the copper tape. You can cut it to size. And then we have one last O here. And then, of course, our circuits don't work until we have completed them, so we need to put in our craft effects. And these, of course, just peel and a stick themselves. Just making sure that everything makes good contact. And we may have to do some doctoring or putting some copper tape over top of our lights, but we'll give them a whirl and see if they work. All right, let's go. Oh, we have one that works, two that work. Okay, so we have some issues with our tape, and that's okay because that's an easy fix. All right. There's always ways to fix your circuit. So my little fix is that I made a paper bridge underneath, and then I used some of our amazing fabric tape, and I created another surface. So you can have contact to complete your circuit on the top of your stickers, but it also is underneath. But if you need to fix, there we go. And look, the heartbeat for the red and the twinkle for the orange. So I'm hoping when we close the card, our little lantern is going to glow and flicker. All right, let's turn off the lights and let's see if she glows. Oh my God, so cool. Look at that. We have a flickering lantern. Thanks for joining me on my circuit building journey today. If you kindly hit that subscribe button, I hope to see you soon with more light up inspiration. Have a great day, guys.